So solo leveling has taken over, surpassing One Piece and every other anime in existence in terms of current popularity. Each and every week it just seems to be getting better and better, and in recent times its scaling and power system has become one of the most talked about and beloved power systems to ever exist. Which of course got me to thinking, how might the best and most powerful of the JJK universe fare if they were not only placed in Sung Jin-woo's position but also scaled to the same level as those in that world? Where would characters like YUJI, TODO, and SATORU GOJO rank if they were hunters in solo leveling? Well, to answer this question and to figure this out, let's go through and discuss all of your favorite JJK characters and place them in the rank category that fits them the best. Starting with the false protagonist himself, YUJI Itadori. Now YUJI is an absolute powerhouse and one of Tokyo Jujutsu High's most powerful and talented students. He's got a near superhuman physical strength, and because of his connection with Sukuna, he's actually immune to pretty much all kinds of poison. And then to top this off, he's more durable than pretty much any average sorcerer that exists. So of course when comparing him to hunters in solo leveling, he'd have to immediately be ranked way up there in terms of the higher ranks, because I see no reason as to why he couldn't defeat the likes of Hwang Duk-suk or any of the C and D rank hunters that he had with him. But then when you compare Itadori to the likes of Tae-shik, the B rank assassin, do we believe his superhuman strength, speed and agility can be enough to defeat him? Well, at first I would have said no, but when you add in Itadori's immense durability and the fact that he can do multiple black flashes in a row, I do believe that after extreme difficulty, Itadori's tank-like build would be enough to claim victory over him. But I do also think that this is where Itadori's climb ends. I just don't see him coming anywhere near defeating Yggdrasil or anyone that came after him. I think Itadori caps out as an upper B rank hunter. Like, while he's fast, agile, and strong in the world of JJK, there's a lot stronger than him in solo leveling, at least in my opinion. But now moving right along, let's cover a character that every JJK fan fell in love with immediately after his introduction into the show. It's TOJI FUSHIGURO. Now TOJI, as you well know, shares a lot of similarities with Itadori in the way that they both possess extreme superhuman-like strength, speed, and agility. But TOJI, on the other hand, also far surpasses YUJI in terms of intelligence and mastery over all weaponized combat. He has extremely enhanced senses due to his heavenly restriction and a bloodthirsty attitude that only helps drive him to easily defeat any foe that comes his way. Which is why I can easily see him defeating the B rank assassin Tae-shik and even eventually defeating the A rank Red Knight, also known as Yggdrasil. But I really can't see him being all that much stronger than Yggdrasil, and honestly if I was to scale the two of them, I would scale them around to the same level. I would just give TOJI the edge in the fight because of his unrelenting aggression and sustainability. I think he would just outlast Yggdrasil in terms of sustained damage. But I do think in terms of raw power, they are about equal. So yeah, I got TOJI as an A rank hunter in solo leveling's universe. Moving on, let's cover NOBARA, who's a bit of a drop-off in terms of quality when you compare her to both YUJI and TOJI, but she's still quite a powerful character in her own right. Now NOBARA, unlike the previous two, doesn't have any sort of superhuman-like strength or speed, with her abilities being more akin to that of precision and timing. For you see, it's her ability to establish and understand her opponent's moveset that truly makes her dangerous. She's never one that comes out on top right away, and in fact in almost every single fight that she's ever been in, she had to first take a beating before figuring out a way to launch her own counterattack. And when it does of course come time for her counterattack to take place and her curse technique to work, she is actually extremely dangerous to anyone around. The only real drawback to her curse technique is that she usually has to acquire a part of her opponent before she can do any real damage to them. Meaning that of course against many of solo leveling's D rank or higher bosses, she'd struggle greatly. Meaning the only real enemy that I can truly see her beating in that world is the E rank goblins. Which simply means that despite her best efforts, she'll only ever be ranked as a high E rank in my opinion. Which of course does suck if you are a fan of her, but honestly I hope you can see where I'm coming from with this. She's just not physically strong and her curse technique is a bit inconvenient. But now up next, let's talk about TOJI's little man, MEGUMI. Now MEGUMI with his 10 shadows technique is considered a bit of a prodigy, as it's stated that using more than one shadow at a time is not only impressive but extremely rare and overpowered, which is of course a massive reason why Sukuna is so interested in the young sorcerer. However, despite this, like NOBARA, MEGUMI lacks greatly in durability and raw power, meaning against anyone that is slightly tank-like or simply just faster than he is, he'd find it next to impossible to defeat them. That is, unless he could find some way to get Maharaga under his control, because with him at his disposal, I honestly don't see why MEGUMI couldn't be placed as an A rank or even higher. But because he of course doesn't have him under control yet, I just can't put him any higher than C rank for now. Simply because, like I said, he just wouldn't be much use against anyone with even slight tank-like resistance or speed. He's just simply not strong or fast enough to do any real damage without Maharaga beside him. So C rank is just where he has to remain for now. Moving on, next we have YUTA and RIKA, because of course you can't have one without the other. Now YUTA of course has more cursed energy than anyone in the JJK world, and is considered someone that will one day surpass the likes of SATORU GOJO. He's got so many abilities at his disposal, and because of his innate technique, he can copy and use any other cursed technique that he desires. He's one of the fastest, strongest, and most broken in the entire universe, and someone that honestly would be immediately considered one of the most powerful in the solo leveling world if he was a part of it. Which is why he's just gotta be ranked as one of their top S rank hunters. And honestly, I don't think that's even a debate. I do believe that anyone who has seen JJK would agree with this ranking. But now quickly moving right along, up next is my favorite character in all of JJK. It's Yuji's best friend since high school, TODO. Now TODO is an exceptionally powerful sorcerer and undoubtedly one of Jujutsu High's strongest students of all time. He obtained his rank as a grade 1 Jujutsu sorcerer as a student, even despite being born into a non-sorcerer related family. He's highly intelligent in combat and about the most perfect ally that anybody could have by their side. He's fast, strong, and extremely durable. He's somebody who should have no problem defeating B-rank assassin Taeshuk, and somebody I can really see giving Yggdrasil a really good fight. But just like his best friend YUJI, I just can't see him defeating Yggdrasil just yet. Which of course also means that just like YUJI, he must remain as a high-ranking B close to A-rank hunter. At least for now. But now up next is TODO's master, special grade sorcerer YUKI TSUKUMO, who's potentially the most badass and powerful female character in all of Jujutsu Kaisen. For you see, by using her ability Star Rage, she can basically grant herself and her Shikigami Garuda virtual mass, which basically works to make her and his attack extremely strong and borderline unstoppable. She can heal herself instantaneously with a reverse curse technique and essentially create what is known as a black hole out of her own body. She does this by using her Star Rage ability to add so much virtual mass, gravity, and density to that body that a black hole eventually gets created in its place. Now of course this black hole attack is meant only to be used as a last resort, but the fact that she can even achieve such a thing would make her about the most dangerous character in all of solo leveling. Which is why she's just gotta be ranked as an S rank on this list. And I can't lie, if there was an S plus or an SSS rank, she'd probably be there instead. Like, the girl can create a black hole for God's sake. Is that not about as broken as it gets in terms of power? But anyway, moving on, up next to rank, it's GETO, the second special grade sorcerer on this list. Now GETO is someone that many write off and consider a bit of a fraud, but this is completely wrong, as his ability Curse Spirit Manipulation basically allows him to capture and manipulate a presumed infinite amount of cursed spirits, which basically works a lot like Sun Jinwoo's ability called Shadow Monarch, in the way that he too can capture, cast out, and use his spirits to fight in his stead. But that's not all, as he can also use what is known as a Maximum Uzumaki, which combines a massive amount of these collected curses into one powerful attack, an attack that is borderline unstoppable for many in this series. And it was also stated by Gege Akutami, the creator of JJK, that if GETO kept his forces together when fighting Yuta, that he would have won that fight with very little difficulty. Meaning that almost immediately you have to rank GETO at the same level, if not slightly above even Yuta in terms of ability and ranking. Meaning he'd of course be ranked as an S-rank hunter if he was transported to the solo leveling universe. But now up next we have SATORU GOJO, the sorcerer that is blessed by the heavens. Now GOJO of course needs no introduction, as I'm sure many of you are aware of the character that in recent times has become known as one of the strongest anime characters in existence. For you see, GOJO with his unlimited cursed energy, reverse curse technique, six eyes, and limitless is basically not only untouchable but also unbeatable in not only the JJK universe but also just about any and all other universes that you might put him into. And in fact, to compare him to a god would be about the truest statement that you could possibly make. And honestly, if he wasn't someone that eventually his own creator grew to hate, he could have become the best and strongest in that entire series. Which is why he's just gotta be classified as an S-rank hunter in solo leveling. But also, like I said, you could easily classify him as one of solo leveling's gods, as he would be untouchable and unbeatable for anyone in that world. But now to end us off, it's GOJO's other half, the strongest character in all of JJK, and the sorcerer that is of course cursed by hell, SUKUNA. Now SUKUNA, the king of curses, is someone that was named the strongest sorcerer in history during the golden age of Jujutsu. An age where each and every sorcerer had power that surpassed anything that you would have seen in the modern day. Which just immediately tells all of us that he is one badass motherfucker. But that's not all, it's just one of his fingers alone with 5% of his power is classified as a special grade, which if you remember is the classification around certain characters such as Geto, Yuki, and even SATORU GOJO himself. Meaning once again, this is one badass motherfucker that we're dealing with. But now to avoid future spoilers for any anime onlys that are watching this video, I'm just going to compare SUKUNA to the likes of GOJO and point out that while GOJO is ranked as an S-rank god in solo leveling, SUKUNA is what I'd like to call an S-rank devil. as he's one of, if not the most powerful character in all of Jujutsu Kaisen, and honestly someone that if all of Solo Leveling's characters came together, still wouldn't have a chance of defeating. He's just that broken. So yeah, he's an S-rank devil. So there you have it, just a few of Jujutsu Kaisen's characters ranked as if they were hunters in the world of Solo Leveling. I do hope you all enjoyed and agree with at least some of my rankings. If not, then please tell me down below which characters you'd rank differently and who you would have as an S rank and who you would have as an E rank. But now with all of that said, I do hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and peace.